Hey everyone, Mike Mulligan here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am a certified orientation and mobility specialist, and in today's video I want to talk about how to put on a mask properly if you're unable to see it. All right, let's do this. Being able to put on a mask properly is really important, especially for safety. If a mask is worn incorrectly, it becomes less effective. And putting on a mask, if you're blind or visually impaired and you can't see it and you're doing it all by feel, can be challenging. So I just wanted to talk about this a little bit and break down the steps needed to put on a mask when you're unable to see it. For this demonstration, I'm going to be using a disposable medical mask. So these are the masks that are probably the most common, at least that I see out there. They come in large packages. They're disposable, so after one use you can toss them. And I have one here in my hand. The front of it is blue, the back of it is white, and then it has two kind of elastic loops, and there's also some folds. So this is probably the most common, at least that I see. A lot of people wear cloth masks and other kind of masks, but I just want to go through this one because this is the one, if you go to the doctors, they'll probably give you one. If you don't have one, these are the ones you can buy a lot in stores in big packages. So I'm going to break it down into step-by-step instructions on how to get this mask on your face properly, so that way it'll be effective when you go out. All right, so now for the demonstration with these disposable medical masks, and that is step one is to wash your hands. So it's important to wash your hands before you touch the mask and hold it and try and put it on your face because if there's any germs on your hands, you don't want to get on the mask and then onto your face. So first, wash your hands, and then two is to check the mask if there's any holes or tears. And if you're doing this by feel, you're going to want to start at one end or one corner and just work your way down the mask. So kind of in a systematic way. That way you make sure you hit every part of the mask to make sure there's no holes or tears. So you can think of it kind of like doing a grid as well, and just feel the mask, see if there's any holes or tears. And then the next step is to figure out what side is the top and bottom. So this isn't too hard because the top and bottom actually feel pretty different. So the top part has a little metal bendy kind of strip in it. So it's a little tougher, it feels a little harder. And then the bottom part is just kind of, feels kind of like paper clothish. So it doesn't have that same kind of bend and kind of tension to it. So once you find that, now you know where the top is. But now the next thing is figuring out which way the mask should be facing. So which side is facing towards your face and which side is facing away from you. And this is probably the hardest part, and several people I've worked with really struggle with this. They would put it on the wrong way. So I came up with a little technique here that I find to be pretty helpful with these masks to figure out which side should be facing away and which side should be facing you. And that is what I like to call the tickle motion. So when you tickle down on the mask, if it's the front of the mask, your fingers will not get caught because there's these ridges on the mask and they are facing down. So when I'm tickling down, the metal part is still at the top, but I'm tickling down now on the front and my fingers are not getting caught. But if I flip it around here and then tickle down, my fingers get caught on these little flaps because that's the back. So the flaps are facing up now, so my fingers easily get caught. So I find that a pretty easy way to just feel what side's the front and the back. So again, I'm doing the front here, tickling down and not getting stuck. Flip it around to the back, tickling down, and I get stuck. So once you do that, you find out what side is the back, then you can put the mask on. So if you're wearing glasses, I recommend taking them off first before putting them on. But then I put one ear in through one of the elastic ear loops because now I know which side is facing out and what side's the top and where the ear loops are. So I put ear loop on my left ear and then ear loop on my right ear. And now for this part, after you've got it on your face, resting against your face, you want to make sure it goes down below your chin and above your nose. And once it's above your nose, you're going to pinch the metal tension part at the bridge of your nose as a way of keeping it secure. And this I find helpful if you're wearing glasses. It helps it fog up a little bit less. So that's really the basics of how to put on the mask. And the main thing is to do that little tickle motion to figure out what side is the front and what side is the back. That way the mask will be the most effective. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this video was helpful on learning how to put on these disposable medical masks safely and effectively. Hopefully that'll help keep you safe and others. And thank you so much for joining me today. And if you're feeling up for it, please subscribe to my channel and click that little bell icon and you'll be alerted when new videos become available. Have a wonderful day.